What's poppin' with y'all YouTube? It is your boy Jay back with another video. Man, hope y'all are enjoying y'all quarantine, man. Hope y'all staying safe out here, cause shit crazy, man. Shit wild. I ain't talked to y'all in a hot little minute. Just uploaded the vid, but that was from like a couple weeks ago. Before all this shit happened, obviously. I was in the gym, but nah, for real though, today I just want to talk a little bit about, bro, my words be like so fucked up, but a little bit about staying focused during quarantine and just staying productive in general, cause this shit got everybody down, this shit got everybody in the house. But if you look at it a different perspective, I feel like it's actually been a good thing and can help a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of good is gonna come out of it. And let me tell you why.
Before we hop straight into the tips, I got a workout for y'all that y'all can do at home. Pretty much no equipment needed. The only thing I did have was a pair of dumbbells, so that would definitely be a huge bonus. But also water jugs work, or anything that has some weight to it. You can use a backpack or a bag, fill it up with something heavy, something with some weight. But you pretty much don't need anything for this workout. Yeah, and I'll make sure to leave the workout sets and reps on the screen for each exercise so that y'all can try it out at home. I hope you enjoy. Let me know how y'all like it. Let's hop into these tips.
So everybody's in quarantine. You feel me? You can't go nowhere. That's point obvious. A lot of people are not at work. A lot of people online school. You can kind of finesse that a little bit. But more of the story, everybody at home, you got a lot more time on your hands because you can't go nowhere. So what people spending the time on? They watching Netflix, video games, scrolling through social media, and just that cycle repeats and it keeps going. But you're different. You feel me? You trying to achieve something great. You trying to go farther. You trying to be successful. So you're gonna use this time to be productive. And I feel like everybody should be taking advantage of that, because you never get a time like this to just be home all the time. Like, all the excuses are out the window, whether that be for fitness, business that you're working on, learning a new skill, learning a language, basically anything that you wanted to do in the past. Now is the perfect time to do it, because you're literally not doing anything at all. Like, you just sit at home all day. But I mean, I know it can be discouraging because y'all not doing shit, so why work out if I'm not going nowhere? Why get nice? Why keep a positive spirit? Why stay uptight, stay maintenance and stuff like that? A lot of people just letting their life go to shit. Like, even if they have routines because they get to leave the house and stuff like that. In the past, before we was on quarantine, now that we can't leave the house, their routines are becoming the shit, and they're sleeping in a lot more because they feel like, well, the world's shut down right now, pretty much got a time to relax, which is cool. Like, whenever you want to, like, I always think people should try to like be happy with what they're doing. So if you happy doing that, cool, do your thing. But if you've had excuses in the past, like, I'm always busy, I don't have enough time in the day, now is when you should be working on that thing. In a good way, a couple of tips I'm gonna give you all to like staying productive. Tip number one: so you don't fall into those lazy habits, eliminate those, the way for them to be in your life. So like, you feel me? I'm in my room right now, but I don't normally work at this desk here. I usually go in the living room, where I just did my workout, and that's where I usually like do work at. Just because I tend to find out when I do work here, it starts at the desk, then I get to laying down in my bed doing the shit, and then that turns into a nap, and then I'm about 2 hours later, then my schedule's messed up, then yeah, stuff's just out of whack. So when you eliminate the way for you to get distracted, like, if you know you're gonna watch TV, don't be by the TV. Like, go to a different spot. And if you used to incorporate in those routines, like people work at the library, stuff like that, for people that's in school, you can just start working in a different part of the house and put yourself in that field. Cause it's like rooted with like science and stuff, that where you work at is also subconsciously producing some different type of neurotransmitters. So like, your bed, when you lay in your bed, if you only use that for like sleeping and sex, it's gonna tell your neurotransmitters in your brain every time you lay in the bed to release melatonin. You're just gonna get more into that habit. It's just like the same like with a workspace. If you go there and you strictly do work and you don't just sit there and watch videos or anything like that, as soon as you sit down, your brain's gonna get primed to do work because that's what it's normally do. Your brain loves like routines, so the better routines and habits you can get into, the more productive you're gonna be overall. Definitely. So, like some things I've been trying to implement is, and everything's different for different people. Like for me, some things I've been trying to implement is reading every morning. So I try to read and work out every morning. That's what I just did right now. I'm reading a book called Reality Transurfing. Check that out. Very fire. Very, 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 very fire. I'm only like in chapter 2, but so far it's fire. And then yeah, work out, get the blood pumping. That's another way to prevent going back to sleep. Like if you're trying to wake up early and keep like a routine and stay disciplined. You waking up early, work out immediately, and then that's gonna just get your energy going, blood pumping to help you out through the day. Especially if you take pre-workout too, because then that has caffeine in it. So it's just a lot of cyclical benefits. Cyclical. That's the word. Yeah. You feel me? Trying to step up that vocab. Y'all feel the boy. Yeah, tip number 1 was just move your environment. Try to mix it up a little bit. Tip number 2 is don't be so hard on yourself on doing the most. Just do something. So I feel like a lot of people, they think they have so much to do and they don't really break down their goals and like the steps into it. So like a good way is to just start with your overall goal of what you're trying to do. Break that down to what you got to do daily, and you can make that small to build it up because stuff is gonna compound. So like instead of trying to read an hour a day starting off, just read 10 minutes a day starting off. Then once you read that 10 minutes, you good, put it up, do that for a week straight, get consistent with it. Then next week you do 20 minutes. Next week you do 30. Then you work yourself up to the hour. You feel me? Don't be too hard on yourself. Like if you gotta spend some time on a business aspect or you working on your business, you don't have to grind your face off 16 hours a day. Because like a lot of people, the untold truth, a lot of people that do that whole just grind, they really don't be grinding. They not really getting work done. It's better to have like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours of deep focus work where your phone off, do not disturb, you locked in, you got headphones in, and it's just gonna be a lot more productive than interrupting your work you're doing. It's a flow state. If y'all look into that flow, being in the state of flow is like it's effortless to what you're doing. You kind of zoned out and you just locked into your task. When distractions come in and out, your focus shifts from each thing, which is just gonna distract you and take you away from what you're supposed to be doing. So that's tip number 2. Just compound and focus more so on the work task at hand and try to stay locked into it without wavering your focus to different stuff. Like don't be checking Instagram while you're supposed to be working, Twitter, stuff like that. All right, last tip I got for y'all today is take this time to do some self-reflection. You know, some self-checks. Start journaling. Start figuring out like what you're grateful for. Write down your goals, your dreams. Get clear on them, because then it's just gonna make it happen a lot faster. Once you like surround your mind around the tasks that you're doing and you just like so focused on that, the universe and stuff is just gonna start working for you. Like it's just gonna start working in your favor. You're just gonna attract better stuff. But when you really not knowing what you're doing, it's kind of like you just got big ideas and you haven't really sat with yourself. Like a lot of people, I know myself, like I got this issue. I'm always listening to something. Like, I always got headphones in, whether it's music, podcasts, videos, YouTube videos, audiobooks. Like I'm always listening to something. So what I'm trying to really do now is take more self-reflection time and like just not think at all and like meditate and just write down my goals with no outside distractions, just me and my thoughts. Allowing yourself to think, just giving yourself time to think. I think that's like a major key and especially huge right now, something that you can take advantage of because I feel like it's a trickle down. Like once you got your mind right, that's just gonna lead to everything else in your life. Like it's hard to achieve stuff when your mind is not focused on the right things. It's like you working twice as hard. Once everything's in sync, it's just gonna feel like a flow. That's what I've been looking into a lot. It's just like that flow state and how it works even when you working and just other aspects of your life. Like your whole life should feel like a flow. Like you should just, opportunities should come, you should take them and things like that. And you just gotta work outside your comfort zone to do that sometimes. And when opportunities come in, you just gotta say yeah and put your all into it, and it's gonna work. And it's the flow of life. Like, it's maybe what you should be doing right now. Your ego, you're gonna try to talk to yourself and talk yourself out of doing stuff, but you just gotta act outside of that fear, outside of that anxiety, and just do it anyway, because you know the vision you got for yourself long term. That's pretty much it though, as far as tips to just stay productive and continue progressing while we in this quarantine, man. So just to recap, tip number 1 is just to change your location when you're working. So don't work in your room, don't work in your bed. If you're trying to study, don't be like scrolling in your bed. Go to a different location, set it, say this is where I'm gonna work at, and then you'll have more energy and not go to sleep as much, and just use your bed for what it's used for in your room. Tip number 2, take little steps. Little consistent steps is better than big leaps one day a week. So like, just set a goal, backtrack, and then just do little consistent steps, and then you'll reach that a lot faster, and you can compound over time. And last one, number 3, just spend a lot of time in self-reflection and look into yourself a lot more. Spend a lot more time in solitude, and it's just gonna help you in so many things. You're gonna figure out exactly what you want. I say look up some models online on like how to journal, how to make goals, stuff like that. It'll help a lot, because these people got books and a whole bunch of resources and videos on how to actually do it. So like, research solitude on how to really put these goals out, because then it's just gonna lock you in on them. And then once you locked in, it's just gonna create that flow throughout your life, and you're just gonna have stuff working for you, and it's just gonna start compounding. Just gotta take opportunities when they come. But yeah, man, this is Jay. I am signing off. Y'all have a good one.